it's 3 rounds, 3 minutes. And then you transition to being a pro, it'd be 4 rounds, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Bro, go ahead.
He got the Legos out.
They going crazy. And then you just build up all the way to a 12-round fight.
So how many rounds is this fight on the 27th?
This fight on the 27th is 6 rounds.
6 rounds, okay.
Yeah.
So we going 6 rounds.
6 rounds?
You think I'm gonna finish the fight or you gonna knock me out?
I'm gonna knock you out, bro.
You gonna knock me out?
I gotta be
all right,
real,
we gotta square up then. We gotta square up. All right, so I gotta go. All right, I'm coming here.
Yeah.
Coming here. All right, so where you going first?
Where I'm going first?
Yeah, because I know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna go to your body.
You going to the body, I'm gonna block it.
No, you squared up.
All right, let's see. All right, let's go like 25% speed.
25%.
Yeah.
All right.
I ain't never been in the ring before, so we're about to see what I could do.
So if we in the fight, I'm gonna jab here, and then I'm gonna come here.
All right, hold on. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
So I'll jab.
Oh wait, we gotta touch gloves.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming here. I'm coming here.
You know. Ooh. That's a crazy overhand. I shot, or I'll just go in and shoot uppercut. Yep.
All right. I think I get a good 5 rounds. You probably knocked me out round 5. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, you see I had him with the jab and the hook.
Bro.
Nah, he did good. He did good.
I wouldn't have been able to last. I ain't gonna lie.
Reese did good.
I ain't got no footwork.
Nah, but we gonna do some work, bro. You gotta calm down. Get it in.
Yeah, I might as well, right? Hey man, prospect 1-0. You know what I mean? Gave Jerome Baxter his first L.
Bring your feet to me on that. Yeah. Let's do it. Double jab. Nice, double jab.
All right, we here at Gold Medal Boxing with Jerome Baxter. We got a fight coming up on the 27th, bro. Just talk a little bit about getting ready for that fight.
Man, you know, sometimes we do a month count. Sometimes it's, you got 3 weeks to get ready. So we just try to really build muscle and try to build endurance. When we got short time, we just try to really work on being explosive, being fast, to get it over and done with. But the preparation is just, pad work, bad work, double handbag, a lot of running. You know what I mean?
So you started boxing at the age of 18. You were a senior in high school at that point, or you had just graduated?
Graduated.
Okay. So what made you want to get into boxing at that time?
At that time, I was hooping, so I was still trying to pursue playing basketball and stuff. So I ended up on the CCAC boys. I was going to hoop for them. Well, I kind of just was like, man, it's kind of over and done with for me. And after that, I just wanted to keep training, stay fit for real. And I ended up moving over to like Braddock area. And they had a gym over there. It's at the Page Community Center. So I just ended up coming across that, running into one of the boxers that trained over there, and he introduced me to the coach. And the rest was history after that. I started training and stuff. And then took it with 6 months. I just like locked in with it. Just wanted to get my skills as perfect as possible before I took a fight. And then I ended up having my first fight by the 7th mark. So
Okay. So I did a boxing workout once with your boy Coach G. So I ain't gonna lie, they say boxing training is different. I only went through one workout, so I really can't speak too much about it. But I will say that Coach G in general, he don't play. So first and foremost, talk a little bit about the boxing training and why you think it's so different.
Man, I played everything, you know, and boxing definitely got one up on every sport. Like, the time you gotta put in, like, I do 2 to 3 hours, sometimes more than that. It might be like 5 hours. You feel me?
5 hours of straight work.
Straight work.
That's crazy.
Straight work. You come in, you warm up, you hop on the jump rope, you might do 4 rounds of jump roping, you get in the ring, shadow box, another 4 rounds. Then you might pick up the dumbbells, you do another 2 rounds of that. You feel me? At that time, like an hour and a half already passed. Then you'll transition into like a high intensity workout, which Coach G probably pushing through. That could consist of anything. It could be flipping tires, jumping in and out the tire. Normally we working in as a circuit, so that's like, it would be like 30 minutes just doing different things at different stations. You feel me? It could be jump roping with a regular rope, or jump roping with a bull rope, which is like a heavier rope you do it. It's a shorter workout. You know, we use the roller for sit-ups and stuff like that. Dumbbell workouts. We try to do that for 30 minutes, just high intensity, because that type of work transition to the boxing ring. Yeah. So other than that, you might do some stuff outside, sprints up the hill. Feel me? Like my one coach, other than Coach G, Coach Ted, man, he be having me carrying rocks and buckets. You feel me? Across the parking lot.
No joke.
Then bring them back, chopping wood. Feel me? Consists of a lot of stuff, man. So, but that's what build a fighter and get them ready for the fight. Really, you just want to like shock your body, because when you get in an actual fight, that's all it is, for real. You know, you're never really prepared for it. You know, you don't know what your opponent's about, but you want to put yourself through like some tense workout. And that's basically what it consists of, man.
Yeah.
That's what preparation is, to be ready for like a 4-round, 6-round fight. And that's how most fighters build their condition and endurance.
Yeah. Talk about Coach G. You said you started working with him about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So talk about how y'all got connected, and then you know, like what type of coach he is.
Coach G, he came 2 years ago. He used to come to the fights and stuff. Always been around boxing. And he ended up coming to this gym. He started helping around and stuff. And then for my second fight, that's when he started training me. I seen how he worked, how he trained people, and that's what made me gravitate to him. So like, I already had 2 coaches at that time. Well, I had 3, but my one coach, he ended up falling back from boxing because we had health issues and stuff.
Okay.
So he couldn't do it no longer. But Coach G reminded him like a lot of stuff as far as like outside of boxing, like the training. That's what Coach G is big on. So other than that, I mean, like a lot of stuff James used to do with me, like he used to do field work, sprints and stuff at Pennsfield, running hills and stuff like that, run the bleachers. And Coach G got that same type of energy. He don't let you let up. For me, he try to kill you till you got nothing left. And that's what I respect about him, man. He'll push you to the limits. Like when you like, bro, I can't go no more. And he gonna scream and holler at you. He ain't gonna let you quit either. So
I learned that from one workout.
yeah.
One workout, we was first we started out with the jump rope, did that for like 12 minutes. And I'm like, dang, like I don't even jump rope, let alone for 12 minutes. So I'm already sweating bullets. Then we go outside and start doing different circuits. I think we might have did like 7 different circuits. Climbing the ladder, flipping the tire, carrying chains like this up the hill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm ready to quit. Like I told myself maybe like at least 5-6 times I quit. And one thing that I remember he said towards the end of the workout is that as a fighter, you got to be able to push yourself to the point to where you want to quit, because when you in a fight, in those pressure situations at the end of a round, or you know what I mean, you might be getting punched on for a minute, you know what I mean, you gotta push through. So I definitely see why you gotta have that type of trainer with that energy that pushes you to your limits.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have a coach like that that push you to that point, to the breaking point. You feel me? And that's what you deal with in a fight. Like, you got some fighters that are pressure fighters. You got some fighters that could box. They could circle the ring all day. You feel me? All they really do is just shake you to be prepared for any scenario. So, like, really boxing is just adjusting and adapting is a environment.
Yeah.
It's a box. You got 4 corners. Like, most of my older coaches, they used to tell me, anytime you step in the ring, you got to size the ring up. You feel me? You got to know, even if a ring is like, most rings, they be having like little, when they put the boards down, some of the boards don't be lined up right. Feel me? And those is like tricks of the trade for real, for real. That's the art of it that like most people don't see. Like, you know, you might want to walk that guy to that side to set him up with a punch. Feel me? And you might hit him with a punch in that little space on the board. My very first trainer, he used to fight, old school dude, and he used to tell me stuff like that, where it's like, some rings, they be, you know, not balanced right. Some rings, the canvas, which you see right here, there'd be parts where like it might be a little smoother, it might be a little bit more, you know, like dry, where, you know, you can't slide your feet. So it'd be things like that where like IQ comes into play that most people don't look for. And you can see that through like fighters like Floyd Mayweather, you know, guys like that, Canelo, even Bud. I mean, fighters back in the day like Manny Pacquiao and stuff. Like, some of them dudes, it be seeming like they just going, but they really be trying to set a lot of guys up in the fight early, because that's what it's all about.
So talk about the IQ of boxing, because it is a chess match. You got to be able to. I watch a lot of boxing, so I know a little bit. I don't know all the technical stuff, but obviously, figuring out your distance, figuring out how quick the other person can punch, figuring out his power, and then, you know what I mean, being able to time certain punches. So like, kind of talk about, you know, how you develop your skill set in that avenue, and kind of take us through your mindset throughout a fight.
You fight your fight, for real, for real. You don't try to adjust to no one. You try to be confident about your game. You don't try to allow the guy to set the tone. Whoever your opponent is, you know, who you facing, you really make them fight your fight. Distance and all that stuff, you know, you might get in there with a guy that's just a little bit, he might be a little bit more better than you, and you gotta adjust. But like, the distance thing, it's about footwork. You know, you could spot that really on. Like, a guy, if you step to your right, he might have an issue going to his right. Like, he might gallop, he might skip, you know, and if it don't seem like a natural movement for him, and it seems like something he ain't used to doing, that's the IQ part. It's like, all right, take note of that. You know, circle that way, and see if he keeps doing that. It's like a bad habit, you know, and if you could spot it, then right then and there, you know what to do, you know, in the ring, how to set him up. That could be a thing, like just footwork in general. Like, if a guy can't really circle the ring well when he's getting pressured, and he comes to a complete stop and he just sits there and get punished, that's another thing. Like, most opponents don't give that up early on. Like, so I mean, they won't be calculated. They won't establish the jab at first. They might just come out just throwing punches. But when you get a guy just come out throwing punches, you already know like what type of fighter he is. No technique. He's just trying to really bully you. And right then and there, you know, you can set him up for counters. So, which is like, a lot of Mexicans, they fight that way. They try to bully you, rush in. And you get some that do got a little bit of game, but a lot of them walk into counters. Guys with bad footwork, you learn that by circling the ring. Like if you want to exploit they footwork or exploit their stance, circle the ring. You feel me? Take them for a walk, which is stuff like Floyd do, where he might switch, he go to his right, he might switch back, go to his left, and you want to see how a dude pivot in the ring and like stop you when you circling like that. So that's everything they got to do with like footwork, stance, foundation, things like that will help you be gas quicker. A lot of guys keep their hands down. That's another way, which is a bad habit. I think you got guys that will, when they throw a punch, they'll push their elbows up. Feel me? Supposed to always keep your elbows close to your kidneys, your ribs. You got to take that. So it's just a lot of things going to it. Then you got guys that just keep their head straight on the line. They don't move it. They don't offset. Sometimes some fighters go already stay at an angle, which they ain't got to do too much movement, but that helps them when it comes to like slipping punches.
So what hurts more? I'm sure a lot of the, boxing fans who ain't too educated probably want to know what hurts more, a body shot or a shot to the head? A clean shot to the head, though.
A clean shot to the head, you might not feel it. Feel me? If it's a clean shot and it knocks you out, you ain't gonna know what happened. So you might not feel it. But body shot, you gonna feel that all day. I go with a body shot. Cause I've been hit by some body shots where it's like, damn.
Going to the Canelo and Bud fight, you see Canelo was trying to establish going to the body.
Yeah.
But so talk about, being able, number one, talk about your perspective of that fight, how you seen that broken down, but also like kind of talk about the technicalities of it.
The whole experience, bro, was like, it was just like, man, it opened my head even more. Like, since I've been in this sport, you always gonna learn, feel me? And you always gonna progress. And just watching them dudes on that level, like even Bud just exploiting Canelo, and what no other fighter could do in the past 7 fights, and they was a lot bigger than both of them, feel me? The technicality part of it is like, man, the stuff that Bud did in the ring, circling, he's southpaw, so circling to his right, he knew Canelo been throwing his left hook for the past couple fights. Most guys would just stand there and take it, you feel me? But Bud was circling to his right, catching it with his elbow, and then pivoting it all the way to his right, and then he would go to counter. Because Canelo, when he throws the body shot, he's all balance. People been saying that too, like, he's the only Mexican that can't cut the ring off. Feel me? And that's what Bud did. He exploited him. He can't cut the ring off. Like, everyone knows, like, Canelo's just a strong dude. If you stay in his face, he's gonna knock you out. He just trains that way. And other than that, like catching the hook to his body, that overhand right that Canelo throws, catching it at the top of his head, and then Canelo coming with uppercuts. The way Bud was sitting back, feel me, at an angle, he was sitting that way so he can't shoot that uppercut to catch it. But as soon as he take a step back, it's easy to pull away from him. Yeah. So just little things like that, man. He really studied Canelo, which no other fighter did. Like, when you got film out there like that, on that level, a lot of those guys could study each other. And that's what make a great fighter. Like, ton of film out there. You can study each one of these guys. But shows you, like, you can study me all day, but you feel me, when it comes to real fighting in the ring, you ain't gonna be able to beat me because I'm not able to adjust.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, you could study a fighter all you want, but most fighters say they really don't watch too much of a fighter before the fight. They might watch a couple of their fights, but they pretty much just focus on their game plan. But that leads to my next question, because the Canelo said it himself that Bud is better than Floyd. So I think, my perspective, I think Bud could have beat Floyd because I think Bud is stronger than Floyd. He punches harder. So obviously Floyd has better defense, but who do you think would have won that fight?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's a tough question. It's a tough question for you. I've been seeing that circle around crazy. I mean, I don't not really answer, bro, because it's like, man, Floyd is great, bro. No, of course. Like, he's a smaller dude. He's a lot faster than them. In his prime, like, when he went straight defense and you couldn't really hit him, I don't know, but for really hitting,
I would love to see that.
Floyd did struggle with a lot of southpaws when he was fighting like Zed Judah and all them guys coming up, and that was one of his downfalls. Like, he would struggle with southpaws a lot. A lot of fighters struggle with southpaws in general because they just awkward. So
If you had to pick though, who you taking?
if I had to pick, I pick Bud because he just more versatile. Like, he can fight you orthodox a whole fight. He can fight you southpaw a whole fight, which a lot of boxers try to keep it like just boxing oriented and keep it like on the technical part. But Bud is more versatile. He'll just like, in one of the clips, he threw a right hand and then he threw like a hook off of it, which was crazy. And he caught Canelo with it, and it had the same type of power when he threw the right hand and then came with the hook. I'm like, that's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to really like throw a double punch. Like, your hand's still out there, throw a double punch and change it, still had the same type of power.
Yeah.
Like, that's just different, man. He's a different breed. But if I had to pick, I'd definitely pick him.
Who would you say that you kind of model your game after? Like, who do you watch and kind of add different tools to your arsenal?
I watch a lot of older guys. That's why I was taught when I got into boxing, like, watch the older fighters because they did a lot of different things. So, like, Marlon Hagler, Sugar Leonard, Bernard Hawkins, one of my favorite fighters, Jermaine Taylor, James Toney, Floyd, Pernell Whitaker. I watch Bud too. Like, I watch a little bit of Canelo, just for his defense part. I just try to watch like a lot of old fighters too. Guys like Ezra Charles, like way back in the day. Cause they did a lot of tricky stuff. They made me train for the art of it. Like, today is just mainly locking people out, which that's how most of these guys train.
So like one of my favorite fighters is Shakur.
For.
Yeah. I think what he proved in his last fight is that he can stand in the middle of the ring. Everybody was trying to call him a runner, say he can't punch. But I honestly think he's the best at 135.
Yeah.
And I obviously watching guys like Tank, I think, that fight with Roach, he was unprepared for that. But when you put Tank in the ring with Shakur, how does that fight break down in your mind?
Man, I think like, simply put, like, Saint's never gonna take that fight. Feel me?
You don't think so?
We'll never take.
I think it's probably gonna happen pretty soon.
I don't think, bro. I think Tank is gonna like wrap it up for real. If he do take another fight, it's gonna mainly be about money. He's gonna try to avoid Shakur as much as possible. Shakur is like, he's just different, man. He's just super athletic, and his speed, he's quicker than them dudes. Like, he's probably the fastest in that division. Like, hand speed wise, defense, reaction time, responding when someone throw a punch and counter. Tank definitely will struggle in a fight with him, but Shakur will beat her to get punched. So it's like, can Shakur take a punch from Tank? I don't think so. Like, if Tank catching, it might be over. One thing that Shakur displays is his defense. He got the highest percentage. Like, just not getting touched and not getting hit by a clean shot. So, and like you said, the last fight, he could fight inside. And I think, like, now he's getting that, as he gets older, he's getting his grown man strength. He's getting stronger, which you might start seeing switch to where he's fighting more aggressive. He's not running. I never thought he'd run because he doesn't really circle the ring like that. You know what I mean? So he just always in position, though. Where he's at, he don't move too much. He'll pivot, but he'll pivot and he'll still be right there to hit you. So, I mean, just for like situational things in the ring, like Shakur won the fight, no doubt, for sure.
You told me before we sat down that you lost your mom and your sister to cancer in the span of 9 months. can you talk about, kind of that time as a young man to go through that and lose two of the closest people to you and how you kind of persevered through that?
Well, I don't know, man. I just kept my faith, in God. That's what really helped me at the end of the day. And it was a struggle, like trying to get through it for sure. Like both of them found out at the beginning of the year that they both had cancer. They both had real forms of cancer. Like the year before that, my mom had bladder cancer and she had the surgery and she was free of cancer. So, and we ended up going to Jamaica and stuff and having a good time. And, fast forward going into the next year, she started having complications and, we didn't know what it was. And later we ended up finding out it was like, a rare form of bone cancer. So, and then as she was dealing with that, my sister thought she was pregnant at the time and she had ovarian cancer. So, and having ovarian cancer, it just, her levels and all that made it seem like she was pregnant. And we later found out that, she had cancer. So, I mean, just trying to push through that and trying to train and stay in boxing at the same time. It was a struggle for real, for real. To this day, it's still a struggle for me. And I still took a fight. My mom wanted me to take a fight and keep going. And I just, kept going and pushing through for real, for real. I knew I was honoring and known by continuing doing what I was doing. They won't want to see me stop for me. And it was just easy knowing that they still believe in me, even what I was doing, and just keeping my faith alive with God. And that's what helped me push through.
Obviously, losing anybody is hard, but losing two people at the same time or in the same year, I couldn't even imagine. But you said, your faith is something that helped you persevere. Can you talk about your foundation of how, you became a believer in Christ and, how your walk kept you strong in those moments?
Yeah. My mom, man, she kept us in the church. My mom and my dad actually kept us in the church every Sunday growing up before me I was baptized. And and just that was a way of life for us, back in the day. Like, he just grew up with one of those families, my grandmothers, they was in church, and it just always, it been embedded in my head, in me, for real, for real. And my mom, either as she was dealing with cancer, that's one of the things she said to me, just keep believing in God, keep your faith strong. And, that's one thing she did. She prayed every day, like every day. She called me, said a prayer on the phone, said prayer for me, but I was getting ready for fighting. So just knowing that, how hard she believed in Jesus Christ, that's what kept me going, and I just, I put my faith in God. I was, I prayed and I was like, God, whatever happens for, and I just let him, take control of everything. And, I feel like I'm destined for some greatness and hopefully I get there, in this journey. Hopefully I get to tell my story, and speak about them and on and on.
And I will say too is that, when my pastor said this, he said, when you lose somebody, it's not that you lost them. They just got promoted before you did. You know what I mean? They're up in heaven and, you're going to get a chance to see them again. And, that's the hope that you have when you have Jesus Christ in your life. Honestly, we know the other side of that if you don't know Jesus Christ, what the consequences are for eternal life. So, but that's amazing that, you had that foundation rooted in you. God gives us skills. He gives us talents. But at the end of the day, it's always to glorify and lift up his name. And You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. You know, you're still working to get to the level, obviously, that you want to go. But I want you to kind of dive into that. Like, what are your plans? Like, where do you plan to take boxing?
Man, I plan to take it forward for myself, for my family, for my kids, you know, make something out of myself. And I wanna be great in this sport, you know. Uh I wanna bring something back to Pittsburgh that hasn't been here in a long time. The last person to do that was Paul Spataford, and he was the last world champion we had here. Which we had other champions, but he was the last, like, you know, official big champion that came from the city. I want to bring that back to Pittsburgh, you know, and inspire people to get into boxing more. Because boxing big in Pittsburgh. People don't know that. We have a lot of gyms in Pittsburgh, man. And back when I started, we had a lot more. Like, they kind of closed a lot of them. But like, where I want to go, man, this year I just want to finish strong, finish 10-0, and then take those big shots, whoever calls, whoever gives me a shot, opportunity, you know, that's the step I got to take, and that'll help me get to the next level. And just traveling more, you know, getting out there in the gyms, getting around fighters that is fighting on TV, and being around them guys, you know, that'll open the door as well. That exposure, that experience, getting in the ring with them, their coaches seeing you fight someone on that level, and you able to, you know, show them up or even compete with them. You know, that stuff stick out to coaches, and they'll invite you back to camps. They'll invite you to training sessions. You know, when guys is getting their calls and they need the work, you know, you'll get called up. So it all go hand in hand, you feel me? It all helps you at the end and get you to where we're trying to get to. But I want to be big, man. I want to have 3 weight classes. That was my goal. Like, I started out at 140, but now I've been fighting at super welterweight. So there's a possibility I might go back down to 140. But I want to get a belt at 140. I wanted to get a belt at 147, get a belt at 154. So that was my goal when I started. And when I turned pro, and it's the same goal for me, feel me? Regard, you know, try to become unified in the division and, you know, win a legit belt, a IBF, a WBA, a WBO, you know, get one of those belts so that, you know, that show people how great I am, see me? Then that's my long-term goal.
How long does something like that take? Because, you know, you talked about getting called up and the opportunities to fight on TV. Typically, have you seen that process happen for a guy to where, you know what I mean, they go from maybe unknown up to that TV level? Like, how long is that process?
So, I mean, some situations it could be quick or it could be long, feel me? And, like, we could compare other guys that have made it to that level now, like Tank. Tank was pro for a while. Like, he didn't start getting that recognition and that exposure until, like, his 18th fight. He was 8-0. He was fighting in Baltimore for a long time, locally on the local scene. That's what I'm doing right now. So, you know, it takes time, feel me? Most people think it's a quick way to get there. You can knock dudes out all you want, but you feel me? It's all about connections at the end of the day. So the connections get you there quicker. It took for Adrian Broner to bring Tank to Floyd to getting that type of exposure. So sometimes it's word of mouth. Sometimes it's who you're around. And that goes back then when I was saying, like, you got to get in counts with certain guys, you know. You got to get around certain people that got those connections. And, you know, sometimes you just got to build your way. You got to build your way up through the rankings. And once you become a contender, then that's the way you get in to fight whoever is the mandatory. So, and once you fight the mandatory, you become the mandatory, and then you be next in line to fight the champion who has it though. But once you get one of those belts, You know, you just gotta hold it as long as you can, you feel me? Until you can fight a champion and you get that call from the sanctioning body. As soon as they call you up, you know, you just gotta take advantage of that opportunity. And really, it takes most guys, they get to like 20 plus fights. As long as they remain undefeated, they get that shot for real. That's the same thing like Jerome in boots. Like he was undefeated for a minute. Until for him to get the 20-something fights to start getting that well spoken.
I want to introduce him real quick too.
Come on, man. Come on, you get in the camera.
Come on, come get in the camera, bro.
Come on, get in the ring.
We gotta introduce you now, bro.
You gotta get on the camera, all right?
Yeah, tell the camera your name, bro.
Jael. Damn, Jael.
So you got 3 kids. You know what I mean? Talk about, you know what I mean, having him here with you now and you know what I mean, the factor that they play into your career.
Man, that's what keep me going for real. And hit. Slow down, bro. Slow down. Where you going? Hey.
Get something out of here.
I mean, man, that's what keep me going. You know, it's a different type of motivation. You know, when you see your kids in the gym with you, and it's a different type of motivation when you see them in the gym with you and stuff, man. You know, that's what you fighting for. That's your why. It's the reason why you come every day and you put those hours in. And, you know, seeing them guys on TV, you know who you're doing it for, feel me? You know what you're fighting for. You know what you're trying to get at the end of it, you know? That's the real goal for me, you feel me? Being able to become something big, something they could look up to, you feel me? They could be like, man, that's my dad fighting on TV. Oh, man, you know, he could tell his friends, you know, just that stuff, you know, having that figure and having that figure in your life as a kid, that'll motivate you even more. So, you know, they play a major part on anything I do, so.
Last question I got for you. If boxing don't work out, what will you be doing?
If boxing don't work out for me, I ain't never think about that. I ain't even gonna lie. I watch a lot of people that become successful, and that way of thinking, it just never plays in my head, bro. It just never plays in my head in this sport. And since I started in it, you know, I'm 100% in control of everything that happens in this ring. This is the only sport that you are in full control of.
Yeah.
Feel me? So you get to determine the outcome. You feel me? So when I get asked that question, it's just like, it's not a real question to me, you feel me? It's like, the only way that outcome happens is if I stop doing what I'm doing, stop being disciplined, doing things that will hinder me from, you know, getting to that position. So I never think about that. And if anything, I'll probably still be in it training people. You feel me? So regardless, I'll be giving back what I was really giving. You feel me? So there ain't no end result. I'm just gonna train another champion. That'd be the end result for me. So if I don't reach any type of success that I set for myself in this sport, so you know, I never think about that. And you just dream big, bro, and just be 100% in it. You feel me?
I wouldn't expect nothing less.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to say it's not going to work out because I think, you know, I haven't actually seen you fight yet. Obviously, that fight that I came to at Highmark Stadium, it was over in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to continuing to watch your journey and much love, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, man, you the star of the show.
Yeah.